Do you like triggers? Triggers have been a special part of Vanguard. They make attacking and guarding interactive for both players, and keep every turn interesting. From the beginning we know that not all triggers are created equal. After 10 years trigger rules have remained mostly the same. Until 21 September, when a new trigger rule was announced. From 24th September, critical, draw and front triggers are limited to 8 copies per type in a deck. This new rule applies to only standard. So why the sudden change? Out of 16 triggers, decks will run 4 heals, 1 over trigger, leaving room for 11 triggers. Between the other triggers, critical is the most popular by far. 11 critical decks are easy to use and effective in most scenarios. English Vanguard gets the first 3 critical set on 22 October, then on 10 December. The new rule is effective before both dates, meaning English will never experience 11 criticals in standard. On the other side, Japanese Vanguard have been playing 11 critical since 20 August. The 5 nations get their 3rd critical on the 24th of September, which is the effective date for the new rule. It looks like the new rule was aimed at these critical triggers. In Japan, there are growing concerns that certain deck types are overperforming for consecutive sets. And this called an action from the game developers. So why trigger restrictions? And why only in standard? Trigger ratio was not a problem in V format, largely thanks to draw sentinels. Moving to overdress, sentinels are back to normal units. Shield values are also reduced, which make guarding more difficult. With the introduction of Ride Deck, there is no risk of grade stuck. And games will always have the correct grade 3. All these factors combined mean playing offensive is often better than playing defensive. And it is easier to crush your opponent's shields than building your own. In this environment, we can see how critical triggers become popular. It is easy to use, good in most situations and fits the meta. While card games normally restrict cards to change the game, this is not desirable on new formats. Compared to banning, the rule change affects all current and future decks. It also requires less updates, and has less negative impact on card owners and the market. So how will a trigger rule affect the game? First of all, not all decks want 11 criticals. Drawn fronts are desirable in some decks, so these decks are not affected. For 11 critical decks, the difference between 11 criticals and 8 criticals is probably not significant. By making every deck run at least 4 different trigger types, randomness in games will increase. There is a problem however. While it's not uncommon for a deck to remain top tier for more than one format, playing 11 critical is usually not the main factor. In a new format, every clan starts with simple effects and similar power levels. In this early meta, triggers play a significant role in affecting the outcome of the game. As the format develops, card quality will increase, while triggers will stay relatively the same. In the long run, the significance of triggers will proportionally decrease, and other factors like card design will have a bigger impact. In short, will the new trigger rule affect games? Yes. Will it have a big impact? Maybe not. You will see less criticals, but the meta will still depend on card design. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.